or I think that we're live. Let's see. There we go. So it looks like we're hot on the microphone. Looks like we're good on all the other things I pushed and tweeted through. So listen, don't take this the wrong way, all right? When I lovingly brush my mustache, it's not. There are no subliminal messages, all right?
Okay.
Because for people who just came in, a second before we went live, I had just waxed and brushed my mustache and was brushing it again, and she took it as I don't know, some kind of a subliminal power play. I don't know. I don't know. Can you tell me? Can you tell me what you got out of that?
Well, wait. Tell them the whole story, though. Tell them it was as you were saying. You look normal. Raining woman, you look normal. Brush, brush,
Well, we
brush,
were
brush.
having some technical difficulties, and we made later, but that's okay. We're here to have fun. Nobody's paying us for this. And we are going through the technical difficulties and changing things around for her. And I said, don't worry about it. Let's just go. And we were going from there. Let me back up for a minute. For the people who haven't seen you here before, you've been in a few of my chats. Raining Woman, she has her own quite unique take on life on her page on YouTube. Well, you tell them what your page is like. What do you go for? Because your page is very interesting. I'm going to show it to them while you're talking.
Okay, thank you. Well, first of all, the channel is it's based upon me, basically. So, and it's about taking the path to your higher self. And as a woman, it's really about self mastery as a woman, including our emotions. So, while a lot of people like to say that women, we're so emotional that we only make emotional decisions and things like that. And I'm here to say and live differently. And also, I just share about life, the journey of different things, my ideas, random thoughts. I'm here to be inspirational, motivational. I try not to delve into things of the popular topics. I try not to focus on celebrities. For one, it's hard for me to do so because I don't watch television. I very rarely go to the movies. I don't listen to the radio, not mainstream, not often. I'm stuck in like my own little realm, my own little bubble, and my life is very simple like that. And I love it.
I
However,
like how you just said you have a simple life, but you've got a full home studio to go live. I like how that works. I'm just a simple woman with a complete setup for audio visual in my apartment, but I don't really do the whole, talking to other people thing. You make it sound like you live in a cave.
ironically, the thing is, High Climate X is the everything that's in my office was an investment, was given to me from investors who believe in me as a woman and wanted to just be a part of whatever I was doing. So that's
Wow, nice.
yeah, because actually I was, like I said, like we talked before, like I had been on my computer, just doing this from my computer as a hobby, and not even really structured yet. And even now, I continuously come up with different things, different ideas, but I'm here to be a light. I'm here to share my message with my life and my message with anyone that's able to receive it. I'm not here to try to force my ideas on anyone, but I do believe that there are other people, especially women that would love to be in my position. Maybe not to the fullest degree because a lot of females are comfortable with relying on celebrities to share them how they dress and what's popular and talk about things, that's popular in the world. And I'm just very uninterested. I am very unsubscribed from a majority of what is considered mainstream and popular. However, I'm a homemaker. I am single. I don't have any children. and yet I am a homemaker. I um, I manage, I budget my money pretty well, and I'm able to wake up if I wanted to, just not really do anything. I could wake up every day, whatever time I felt like it, and do whatever I want to do. However, I don't want to be stuck in this place either. And so I choose to continue to do a few other things, but within my control and within my power, within my authority, so that I can prepare a better life, for my future. So I can better assist my family and those around me that may be of some, that may need some help. But I love, love, love being able to just continuously marinate and grow in my divine feminine energy.
Divine femininity. Gotta
Yes.
love that. Divine femininity. Well, let's do this. What I want to talk about, it was something that came up
And
in
y'all
a
forgive me, please. Excuse me. Y'all forgive me, if you see me just fidgeting around and moving, body gestures and stuff like that. I am honestly much more comfortable behind my avatar or behind a picture, but I'm here like this for you, Seth, which I'm sure that I have a gourmet treat some kind of gourmet treat of some kind coming my way. Right, you, Seth?
I will send you a complimentary jar of my mustache wax that I make at home, and I'll let you just. I'll let you, and whenever that jar runs out, whenever you get done using that much mustache wax, you can come get a second mustache. So that should last you about forever because you don't have a mustache. But hey, you got something out of the deal, right? We can say you got something out of the situation. Well, let me back up for a minute.
Okay.
And for people who don't know me, I'm actually not kidding. I make my own mustache wax when I decided to grow my mustache out, and this wickedly debaucherous hedonistic mustache. I decided I didn't want to pay a whole lot of money for mustache
Wow.
wax, which is yeah, it can get ridiculous. So I just researched it, got some ingredients, made my own. It cost me about, I don't know, 10, $15 to make, way more than I'm ever gonna need. I've been giving it to all my buddies because that much material makes a ton of mustache wax, and you're only using a little at a time.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to see if anybody around me has any trouble growing a mustache. Is it only to grow the mustache though? Is
No,
it
no,
only
no, no, no. It's a grooming. It keeps it firm, held. Whenever you brush it, it stays the way it is. It keeps it from being kind of wild.
do you braid it once in a while? Do you ever braid the ends?
No, no. I just let it grow, and I go to a barber with a straight razor, and he just keeps it. I'm actually due for a shave probably tonight, um, and he just keeps it lined up. He doesn't trim the edges at all for me. I let it grow out, and then I just keep when I wax it in the morning, and maybe once in the evening if I go out again, put a little wax on it, and it keeps it just smooth and unentangled. And also, you don't want it to. I suspect as a woman with a head full of hair, you have to go through a lot of hair care products to keep your hair from growing dry and brittle. For me, it was a learning process. I really had to learn that you can't just let it grow, take a shower, and say, I'm done. You have to
Yeah,
keep
you
it
have no
moisturized.
idea how much product I had to put in my hair before I came on. Because I have like you said, I have a lot of hair. And and I wanted to manage it into a ponytail. And so, yeah.
And good afternoon, friend.
You're breaking up. It could be my internet though.
I said good afternoon to Fran. She said hello.
Hi, Francielle. I like that
So,
name,
what I was going to say to
Francielle.
you also was she's in. What I was going to say to you is just let me back up first. I sent you a message in the private chat. Do you see private chat on StreamYard right there on the front or no?
I see it. Yes,
Okay,
you
so you
are.
can just type back.
Yes, you
Okay, because I wanted to
Thank
give
you
some
for
people
that
some back.
feedback. I appreciate that.
Oh, I always ask first before I delve into anything because my life is pretty much open, but other people I always make sure. But I want to give people some insight into kind of how you became the person you are before we go into the meat and potatoes of the subject. When did you join the military and how long did you serve? I know, I saw a pretty interesting picture of you with your rifle. Apparently, you can shoot a
Yeah,
pigeon out of the sky from a
picture.
moving plane, going at 100 kilometers an hour. Is that true?
Say that again.
You just look. I said from what I saw online, it looks like you can shoot a pigeon out of the air going 100 miles an hour in an airplane going the wrong direction.
I don't know if I could shoot that, but I'm definitely a good shooter. And I love weapons.
Now, let me tell y'all this. She's kind of downplaying it when she says, I'm a good shooter. I think you're a little bit better than a good shooter. She's being modest. She's blushing right now. Well, hey, Joni. Joni, we were talking about Joni's a dear friend. Joni, you're welcome to join the team if you want. Do you want to come up to the big house, Joni, and say hello? I'll send you a link. Joni, we were talking about one of the things it says about how the best man can look evil, and what I wanted to get into, and maybe it was because my wicked mustache changed some perceptions about me and the way people talk to me. But often people get a good guy confused with a guy who loses and is okay with that loss. I mean, I keep seeing people who, I'll give you an example. I don't lose very often. I didn't come out of my mother's womb this way, but I learned how to win and I'm ruthless. I'm absolutely depraved in my ability to decide to win and I'm going to go get it no matter how. But I didn't have to learn how to break the law for it. I didn't have to learn how to be unethical or immoral. As a matter of fact, a young man who comes to me for advice every now and then sent me a message because he has a situation where he could simply not tell a client something that would probably never come back. And I said to him, take the loss, even if you only break even, because the only thing you have is your reputation. You can win without having to sacrifice any of the tenacity with which you built your reputation on. And I don't know if that comes across as much as it should. We often see those men who are on top of their game, who are going after, they're securing the things they want in life, and people are consistently convinced, oh, well, he must be doing something bad. He must be doing something evil. He must be cheating. Well, that's not necessarily true. Some people do, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that's how we're all doing. Let's see. I'm going to send Joni a private message because I'm peer pressuring her to come up here and say hello. But yeah, Joni is a very clever woman, and she's been around the block a few times. But that's where I want to eventually get to with our discussion, and I just wanted people to have a little bit more insight into what got you where you are, and when did you go in before that. You don't have to go into what you do now because I respect a lady's privacy, but kind of tell us what helped you form who you are.
Well, a great part of what's helped form me to who I am is my spirituality, my relationship with the Creator, and my family. I come from a family of very traditional values, and I I honor those values. I honor the culture of my family. And when I lost my mother last year, I was even the more determined to live a life that honored my parents and that glorifies God, that glorifies the Creator. And that to me is more important than anything. Um, I take my family name very serious. And so to me, even in considering marrying someone, him being someone that I truly respect, that I truly honor, as if he is my God, is very important to me. And so I'm very willing and have been very willing to be patient or do without because I don't take a man's last name lightly, like I don't take my family name lightly.
That's deep. Like I can always depend on you to just get right to the heavy. You make people think. Let me ask you a question, just coming from your side of the table. Do you find when women are talking amongst themselves that they get it confused, that they often see the men who are out there getting what they want as somehow there must be something off about him? Nobody succeeds like that. Nobody gets what they want without him being a dirtbag on the side, or he must be cheating, or he must have some kind of illegal inside information. Because I'm constantly bombarded with, well, you couldn't have got where you were by being a good man or decent guy. I've been told that to my face.
I can believe that you've been told that to your face, and I don't believe that at all, which is probably why when it comes to when it comes to I hate to use this word, but I'm going to use it. When it comes to
Uh-oh.
average female, I don't relate to the average female. I don't subscribe to a lot of things that are said, especially by the average American black female. I don't believe that all men are dogs. I don't believe that all black men are dogs. I don't believe that a black man is limited in what he can achieve. I don't believe in any of that, none whatsoever. And I don't believe in beating my black men down. I just don't. And whatever negative experiences I may have had with an individual or with the opposite race, I mean with the opposite sex, that is per that person. It has nothing to do with the black man in general. I have in my family, I have a buku's load of men who are productive, who are successful, who are great providers, who are great family men, and then we have a few that are out there that have strayed. They've just gone their own way pretty much. And I don't mean gone their own way like this whole manners for thing. So let me be clear. They're not hating women. They're not hating black women. They're just not really following they're not really consistent with the culture of my family, but in my family name. However, I must say this is why I believe that setting a culture and knowing who you are as a man and what you really want and what you want in your household and what kind of legacy you want to leave is very important in the relationships that you build. But
And
also,
you don't have to be a jerk or a dirtbag to get it.
yeah, exactly. And also, I think that when for females that have those kind of statements to you and those kind of experiences, it might be their perception and their previous experience from their own family members or the environment they grew up in, along with the energy they exude that draws those kind of men to them and around them. Because I have I can go through what would be called a Rolodex of black men, my own network, that are successful in various degrees, in various measures. And you know what I do? I'll boost them up. I am like, for the people that I know, I'm like your biggest cheerleader. I am their big, I'm here to help them and support them in winning. Because when they win, I win. Because when they win and I'm a part of them, they're a part of me. Everyone around wins. I don't know why people don't believe that you don't have to be in a romantic relationship. You don't have to quote unquote directly benefit in order to benefit from somebody else winning.
Wait. I think you might need to explain that part. You don't need to benefit to benefit. That might confuse. I think I'm with you, but that might confuse some of the people listening.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? Here's what I mean by that. Even if I don't receive anything from the men around me, from their successes, from them being successful in their career, from them being successful financially, from their status, because I actually have some celebrity associations, right? Even if I don't personally receive gifts from them or anything like that, I benefit from the goodness that they bring to this world. We benefit from the goodness that they bring to this world because that's one less individual that's being toxic. That's one less individual that's being selfish. That is how I benefit. That is how we benefit.
Hmm.
You get it?
I wish I could. I wish I could get that calm, collected message that you bring across to someone. Oh, Joni has entered the battlefield.
Hi, Jody.
This is not a battlefield, first of all.
Well, wait a minute. Does
Hey,
anybody
sis.
not get that?
I don't. Please,
You
please
remember?
let
Wait
this
a minute.
be.
None of you. Let me back up. I'm gonna show. I might be going back a little bit.
You might be going a little bit above me. You might.
Does anyone know what I say when has joined the battle? In a lot of video games that are group or MMOG,
Yes.
whenever somebody new comes in, they'll say, YusefWateef has joined the battlefield. And that's where I get that from when I say Joni has joined the battlefield.
Okay, so I don't have. Oh, okay, I'm having a few. This is very last minute, Watt. So I'm trying to catch up. I've never used StreamYard in my life.
Really?
No, I haven't.
Wait, you haven't been on with me on StreamYard since the Google change?
No, not since you switched over from Google. No.
Because this is amazing. One click and it was like, there you go.
Yeah, this is interesting. Leaving my camera off for now, just because I'm in the middle of doing like a few things. But I wanted to jump in and just introduce and support and respond accordingly to peer pressure and all of that.
Oh, raining woman. When I turn and lower my head, I'm sipping my water. I'm just a savage mongrel then, I guess. You saying that because I stand here with my jug of water and I just drink it on camera?
No.
I just have no manners. I just have no manners then. You made it a point to say that after I've been drinking mine, like I'm just some slovenly wretch. Just
This has
look at
nothing
him.
to do
No
with
manners, no home training.
No, it's because normally I would probably turn off my camera so I could sip my water. But I'm staying up here with my camera. See, y'all see how he tried to make it about him. It ain't about you, boo.
So Joni, check this out, Joni. Check this out.
Yes.
When I was talking about how people can assume you're a bad guy just because you're not used to losing, I had a man say something to me that was just some. He said, "Hey, man, listen. You walk in someplace, and I might walk into a party, or we're at a friend's house, and for some reason I see, these cute young girls giggling while you're talking to them, man. What do you be giving them, man? What do you be doing to them?" And I said, "Wait, what do you mean? What am I doing to them?" Because in his mind,
Oh.
it's just not possible that maybe conversation with me is just fun. Maybe I'm charming. I'm certainly not tall, handsome, or rich. So why else would they be around? But that was the thing. He needed to believe that there was some kind of cheat code. He needed to
Right.
believe that I had to have some kind of a dirty secret under my sleeve, under my hood, to make that work. And because here's the thing. I was probably 34, 35 years old before I realized how dare you, Kwame? I hope you're not talking about me. Look at what Kwame said.
Spoken like a true lady. I don't think
Oh
he's
no, you're a little late with that one.
Rainey wanted to go back to that. She was like, we skipped that one over. Let's talk about that one.
Well, check this out.
Uncultured, certainly.
No, you know what? Kwame is not even good. No. So here's what I said. I was in my early 30s before I realized how insulted I should be that guys started coming to me for advice, not just on women things, but in life in general. Because it occurred to me, they don't. If you see, hold on, I'm going to give you a guy that they will never, ever question or ask for advice on women. You ready? Here's a guy who will never be asked for advice on women.
I can't hear you. Is it me?
Hello,
He's
testing.
loading. It's loading. Yep, I
You
see.
see that guy?
Okay.
You just know nobody's ever gonna ask him for advice on women. Can you see this next page? Can you see the next page I have up?
So you're busy being offended then.
No. Hold on. Let me show you something. You see this guy right here?
Indeed.
Okay. Now hold on. I'm gonna show you another guy that they're never, and I'm gonna explain why in a minute. Who's that?
It's loading. Oh yeah.
That's The Rock. Now let me.
I don't see
Okay.
the-
Now let me tell you where this all strings together. They're never gonna ask
Oh my
either of
God,
those
I
men.
see him in his underwear.
Wait, what?
Ooh, I don't want to see him in his underwear.
Okay, that wasn't the point.
I do. So, well, you know what? It's okay. We didn't particularly vote on, but that's okay.
But here's the thing, right? Here's what makes it interesting. They don't ask them for advice because they look at them and say, of course they deserve to have cute women around them laughing and having fun.
Yep.
They look at me and they say, well, wait a minute, you're not 6 feet tall. You don't have a six pack. You don't have a family name that everybody knows so people know who you are when you walk in the room. You must be playing dirty pool. You must have some kind of magic fairy dust that you keep under your mustache. Just because, no, I'm serious. I'm serious. Because they can't figure it out. And when I tell them, okay, I don't have any magic, I just figured out I had to work harder and learn the way it works. But instead, it's, oh, come on, you must be doing something. You got something for them. Why? What am I doing? Giving them money? No, I'm too tight-fisted for that. Am I super famous? No. It's got to be, could it just be me? Could it just be me?
Right.
I'm having one of those tell them why you mad moments. And that just gets to me sometimes. And they
That's offensive. You should be offended, but you should turn the offense back on them, right? Because it's kind of like saying you don't deserve it, and who are they to say what you don't deserve? You know what I'm saying? I don't like stuff like that. That's kind of like around the manosphere, the Negro manosphere, and around the quote unquote black sector of YouTube, where they're saying like,
wait, there's a black sector of YouTube?
unfortunately, it is. Unfortunately.
Nobody invited me.
No, you're not missing out on anything much. Please stay away.
What? It's unfortunate. Y'all crack me up. Y'all make me laugh.
I check my mail.
What you want for not
every
knowing?
day. I check my mail every day. I didn't get an invitation to Black YouTube. I check my email all the time. I didn't get a text. Is there a secret handshake? Is there a secret handshake? What do I need to do to be in the club?
I don't know. I don't really know. I mean, it should be that just being black would be enough. But if you kind of wander around, I'm going to get in trouble for this stream. I promise you. And you have my face up here. But the thing is like, if you kind of just wander around where the nothing against people who grow up in the hood, but if you just kind of wander around what would be like the hood factor, where a lot of people do like hood things, kind of with the thoughts and
so wait, there's a hood in YouTube?
it's
Okay, there's a hood in YouTube. No, educate me.
My favorite part right now is what your reaction to the knowledge that's being dropped on you. Like, really, I'm loving the shock. I'm loving the surprise.
No, because listen, I know some black people on YouTube. Oh wait, they might not let me in the black YouTube. I've had white people on my YouTube channel.
I've never actually seen the manifesto or the policies or any of it. So, there's still hope for you. There's still hope for you.
I don't, is that? I mean, is that? I mean, am I gonna?
Do yourself a favor and save yourself. Like, don't even get caught up. I promise. Just don't. You see what Kwame X wrote. I forgot what my initial point was going to be. Oh, okay, now I remember. So it's kind of like in that sector where they try to shame the educated brothers and say that they are the educated lames because they don't get have not or don't get the kind of play with women like they have because they have a lot of time on their hands because first of all they're not even studying. Okay, first of all, when you don't when you're
Well, hold
not
on. If
studying,
anybody's
and you're
building a case against me,
not,
if anybody's building a case against me, I just did a talk on politics the other day, and for anybody who doesn't know, this is in the top right corner. By the way, I hope everybody goes back and listens to this. It's called American Political Bribery Done Right. If you look in the top right, this is one of my best buddies ever. His name is Patrick, and he is white as the driven snow.
oh.
Does that mean I'm good? Like, if I admit it early, can I still get involved in Black YouTube? Because it's not like they discovered it. I just brought it. It's kind of like if you're a convict, but you tell your new boss that you got locked up.
No,
Am I out now?
In this part of the sector, you're supposed to also be like pro-black. Now I say if they call it pro-black and like
I hire Black people in my company. Does that count?
No. You have to subscribe to like you're pretty much gonna do business with as much as possible with only Black people. You really shouldn't even have white people in your network. I don't know what you're thinking. Non-Black. I don't know what you're thinking.
Man, so I'm beginning to think this is a part of town I want to stay out of.
I just told you to save yourself and don't concern yourself with them.
Jody, don't hit that mute button. Don't you dare mute yourself.
I had to mute myself for a minute. You let me do what I need to do. I am here. I am on the call. I gotta be able to multitask a bit.
Well, wait. What if I have? Okay. But I have some friends who aren't quite Black. Like, what's the percentage we're looking for?
Look, I see someone. Hey, TJ.
Joni, do you have any friends that are not quite Black? Could they be admitted?
I'm supposed to be not quite Black. What are you talking about?
What do you mean they're not quite Black? You're not Black.
As a mixed race Black woman, this has been a lifetime conversation.
You are messing up big time and me too, because for me to be as dark as I am, I should not be comfortable on a panel with Joni being of a mixed race. In fact, I think I'm supposed to attack her. I'm
pretty sure. Yes, the light skin, dark skin policies come into play right now.
I'm sure.
We are late to the game.
I'm supposed to go flat iron my hair right now. I should go flat iron my hair while she's here. I'm gonna plug it up. Hold on a second. No, let me.
This is the first time,
and I'm gonna go plug in my hot comb. Hold on
a second. Listen, I think this is the first time anybody has gotten me off my main talking points for the show that day.
This hard, yeah, I would agree. From what I've seen, I would definitely agree. This train has derailed. It's flipped over. It's kind of in a levee somewhere.
So aren't quite Black. If you have two emojis, I don't know what the cool kids speak emoji these days. I'm not one of those people because I'm not young enough or I don't know, cool enough. What does that mean? Aren't quite. You know what, Kelly? Do you want to link? Since clearly this has just turned into just a turd flinging monkey festival. Do you want to? Oh, wait, was that racist? Nothing. Was that wrong?
Oh, see now, they really though.
At this point,
He's bringing me back to my Shanghai days, Watt, right now. Bringing back to the Shanghai days where the best hip hop club was called Monkey Bar. I could just never figure it out. I could just never figure it out.
At this point, it's definitely the Misfits.
Well, I mean, right? No, I mean, I think, gosh, there's so many things that you're saying that I agree with. What do you want to know about Shanghai? I don't.
Well, just go back to the first. I like being agreed with.
I think there are subtle messages of racism, bigotry, these kind of underlying, we call them microaggressions in sociology. That tends to be a term that's starting to pop off a little bit more. But I think that this actually, believe it or not, this kind of what defines culture plays a lot into what you guys were talking about as far as dating and relationships and what is supposed to define a man. It's all based around these stereotypes. And so, I find the topic very interesting, but I also do find myself kind of on the fence a lot of times because there is a lot of, as with, any controversial kind of topic, there's a lot of heat for not going with the mainstream. And I think that that's a little bit of what Rainey is talking about here is not going with the mainstream. Unless I'm misunderstanding and I'm all wrong because I'm light-skinned and I don't know nothing. So.
No, you're right. But see, I'm not going to let you be up here this whole time and I don't get on code. Because there's
Wait, on code? Is this another memo I didn't get?
There's a possibility that I could actually enter a few channels and chat rooms without immediately being kicked out if I get on code.
So what does on code mean? Help me.
Well, first of all, I'm glad I got a chance to see her at Abby before she, got on and have me looking at this blank image, so I could talk about her light skin.
Here, I'll help you. I'll see if I can fix this. First time on StreamYard, so I gotta fix this.
No, that's okay because I've seen enough to get on code. So first of all, just because my hair might be getting a little frizzy right now around the edges, and maybe just because, I need to, it's the moisturizer and everything is kicking in, so my shrinkage is coming. Don't you think for 1 minute that you're better than me, Joni, with your hair, okay? Don't you think for 1 minute? And let me tell you, your light skin is not better than my dark skin because I can bleach it anytime, okay?
Oh, please never do, girl. Wait now. Wait. You can't be dropping all these points and no rebuttal.
And if I start bleaching my skin, it's not because of you. It has nothing at all to do with you because you
wait. Can I reply?
Oh, it's because all of a sudden I'm just trying to well, it has nothing to do with esteem or anything. It's just because I don't know. I don't even know why it is. But don't you worry. Just know it's not about you. Okay, Joni? I think I'm on code now. Now we can go carry on. Thank you for on code. Thank you.
First of all, sis, please don't ever bleach your beautiful skin. I feel like I don't even need that disclaimer, but for anybody who is seeing this right now, please don't ever. And if you saw my edges today, being that I'm currently in Accra, in Ghana, in West Africa, there is no smoothness in this hair. It is fully textured. Okay, so I'm gonna keep my picture up.
Supply.
Exactly. Proof of the insanity. And I do think that these kind of ideas of like what you're allowed to do and what one of my friends with the natural hair movement versus if I still want to press it versus if I still want to relax it or wear wigs or weave, all these kind of like defining things. The boundaries that they create between women and especially women of color, Black women of color, women of African descent globally has been fascinating to me. But I mean, I don't have no solution, so I just keep doing it. But yes.
I think also a part of my code is I'm supposed to somehow let you know that you're not better than me. I don't know how I would even think that you might be or you might think you are, but let me get back on code. So just in case you think you're better than me with your light skin, you're not. Okay? You're not better than me.
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. You are speaking into my life right now. No, I'm just kidding.
So
You know,
you're
it's
in Ghana right now, right?
I'm in Ghana right now. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
here's something interesting.
That's
The
What's up?
Rwandan
crazy
government, I think,
though.
was
Like,
the last.
like,
Hold on.
that's true.
Listen. I think Rwanda is the last or most recent nation to outlaw skin bleaching products.
Right.
There.
Oh, if,
Yeah.
if need be, I will get mine like they do their butt injections. If need be, I will go underground. Okay.
But now here's where I want to go with this. I don't think it should be outlawed. Oh, now y'all want to be quiet.
No. I have a response. I make lots of
Let me
notes
tell
and
you
then maybe
why.
eventually I'll come back. But I'm gonna go
Let
ahead
me
and let
tell
you
you why.
speak on that first.
This is why I don't believe it should be outlawed. If I believe that everyone can get the truest agency of themselves, they should
Mhm.
have to live with the consequences of a bad decision if you're an adult. I think it should be off limits to people under a certain age, and every nation should decide that. And if the nation decides they want to outlaw it, that's fine. But I live in a world where right now I know guys that were born women. I know women that were born men. I know people who were born 300 pounds, but due to the modern miracle of steroids are now at a healthy 180. I know people that were born and maxed out at 150 pounds that are now at a healthy 200, all through the medical wonders that we have available to us today. If you need to do something that other people consider radical to be the best version of yourself, I have a hard time saying as long as you're not doing it to an underage child and you know what you're doing when you get into it, why not?
And I agree because I think that people need to do what they need to do to make themselves feel comfortable. Who am I to say what you should or should not do? I personally think that everyone should love themselves for who they are and for how they are created and embrace whatever thing that makes them different and allow their uniqueness to be accepted and embraced. If you are confident with what makes you different, then other people can be more confident and accept you and respect for who you are. People are going to find a reason to dislike any and everybody. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody wants to like people. It's just, and that's just the way that it is. That's just the nature of society. But who will take away your rights? Like, if you're not comfortable in your skin, why should I take away your right to do whatever you want to do to yourself to make you comfortable in this world? At the end of the day, I'm not responsible for you. Not in that way. I'm not. And
Joni? I
yeah,
mean, I
Joe,
know Joni might have had some initial thoughts, and I want to not
come
take.
on, chime in, light skinned woman, chime in. Chime in.
You are going to call her
I
by
just
her
want to
name.
point out in that photo right there, there's a lot. I've been accused of a lot of things with that photo. I was just by a very sunny window. I joke around because I love that picture of me. I love the angle. I love my eyebrows in that photo, and it is my LinkedIn profile photo because I have not gone and taken proper photos for a long time. But as far as I think that the self-hate argument is a very popular one. And I'm not saying that it's invalid. I think that a lot of people of African descent around the world have been physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually affected by colonization, by white supremacy mentality. And I don't think that I feel that we should do things to break that down. Now, let me just say this as far as the legalities of the skin bleaching. Of course, I want people to love themselves. And I believe that laws like this can lead to some acceptance, can lead to some changes in what should we be doing instead. But I actually don't know that I think it should be, I don't actually think that it should be fully outlawed. I think that just like plastic surgery, it should be regulated, because the physical health consequences of skin bleaching are much more drastic than people give credit for. And that is the scary part that nobody wants to talk about. So rather than educate and say, hey, here's the outcomes. Look, it's like families, wealthy families that I knew in the US, that when their daughters turned 16, they bought them boobs. The boy got the car, the girl got the boobs when they turned 16. If you know the consequences of that and you still want to be ridiculous buying your child that and putting her through that with all of the possible issues that can come out of it and problems that can come out of it, that is your choice. But I think it starts first with education. So we can have those conversations about exploring how you feel about yourself before you go doing something like that. We can have those conversations about what you could do to feel good about yourself instead, and what these kind of products really physically do to harm you. Right. And that's where I think the conversation, if you just go and outlaw anything, it's like anything else. People are going to find other ways to get it. And that's what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
Also, I think most ladies don't need it. Actually, I don't think anybody needs it. I haven't ever seen anybody have a good outcome with that. I don't know if anybody's ever noticed people who skin bleach.
They don't look human anymore.
Exactly. There,
like
it's
Little Kim was so beautiful.
Oh, wow. That's a great example.
All that she did. And Log Voris. Log Voris was amazingly beautiful. I mean, just amazingly beautiful. And then when she went under the knife and did different things along with her mental illness, it just went all bad. But at the same time, again, just because someone is uncomfortable in their skin, what right do we have to take away what makes them feel comfortable in this world?
Now, here's the interesting part
I
about
hear you.
Little Kim, famous rapper for a very long time. If anybody looks at her pictures on the left side of any of them, she was one of the most stunningly beautiful women.
She was stunning.
I mean, stunningly beautiful. And something happened in her life. Don't know what it was. She went under the knife for ruthless plastic surgery. She gained a considerable amount of weight. She bleached her skin. Her plastic surgery was subpar. And my heart goes out to her. And more importantly, I know she has children, and I wonder what the effect of a child not looking like their mother has on their development. When her, like, I believe she has a little girl who, even if I knew what she looked like, I wouldn't show a child's picture here. To look at her mother, who is her first influence of what she should look like, how does she reconcile that?
Right. I want to.
Story. Go ahead.
She what? Sorry.
She shared her story about how all this began to transpire for her. But go ahead, Joni. You were going to say.
I was going to say two things. One, I just want to Kwame XXX, where you said emotionalism, hate, sales. Absolutely. The whole marketing, advertising of cosmetics, of anything having to do with beauty, is telling people what they do. I mean, marketing as a whole is telling people what they don't have and what they need. Right. And so skin bleaching is no different. I don't see it much here in Ghana, and thank God for that. But I've seen a lot of ads from India, a lot of ads from Nigeria, and frankly, a lot of ads when I lived in Asia, because they love their skin lightening products out there, you know, and they'll be pale, and they want to be paler. So I do think, though, what the point that you're making about her being a mother is a very scary one, because I've personally known women who are just born a different shade from their mother and grow up with issues, and the conversations are just not happening. The conversations are not there, you know, to be able to.
A daughter who grew up and she just didn't look like her mom. Basically.
Let's say she had a lighter complected mom and she came out darker. And, you know, this was somebody that I very near and dear that I went to college with. And she actually did eventually go into counseling. And this was a very core issue because she never felt beautiful in her family. Everybody, she'd come walking in and everybody would, you know, oh, your mom, oh, you know, you look so much like your father. And she didn't in the face. It was the major difference was the skin tone. And it was really hard for her. And so that was, you know, figuring that out and trying to sort through that. And honestly, being able to say screw you to the people that wanted to continue to hold that opinion was her point of empowerment.
Her mother, were they trying to accuse her mother of having a different father, or like something like that? Were they trying to say that your mother must have?
It was literally lighter complected mother, darker complected daughter. And it was hard for her. And that was it. That was it. I mean, wow. You see a lot of colorism and shadeism within families. If we're honest about our communities, you know, you do see it within the family. And it's not something, to me, it's not something to be taken lightly because it is very strongly tied to our wounds as a community from, you know, a byproduct of white supremacy. And we have to be very on top. I feel like we as a people, we need to be more on top of this. Do I agree that people need to do their work and get to what feels good for them and all of that? Absolutely. But there's nothing more empowering than being able to do that from a perspective of being educated and knowledgeable. Ooh, I see you drinking water. Rainy. Oh, no.
Did you also see this? Did she spit that water?
I saw her
drinking my water.
Joni, did you see what she said about you?
Oh, that's sweet. I don't know why I can't comment on this dang thing. What is wrong with this? What is wrong with me?
Are you on your computer?
I'm on my computer. What do I need to do?
Oh, I need
to log in.
No, she's commenting directly on the YouTube channel.
Oh, that's where it pops up. Okay, yeah. Let me get in there and handle that.
Yeah, if you go to the YouTube channel, just make sure you immediately mute it.
Okay.
That way you don't end up with that large echo.
Yes, I hate that.
So yeah, that's how she's been chatting to the people in the. By the way, for everybody watching, make sure you do two things. Click the thumbs up button and click subscribe. I don't do this for money or profit. I do it for fun. The one thing I do for money and profit, some of you may know, I'm an editor, resume writer, proofreader. I do anything having to do with high-level English language, meaning, let's say you have something written that needs to be put into university-level English. You have a book that needs editing for punctuation and grammar. You have a resume that needs to be written. All that and more you can find on my LinkedIn tab. If you want to catch up with me, you can catch up with me here, or you can catch up with me there. It doesn't matter. I'm everywhere. But what I'm not going to do is strike some kind of a deal with Google or YouTube where they pay me for likes, because I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. If you want to see me professionally, you can see me here. I have a lot of referrals and recommendations, and life is good. Back to our regularly scheduled program. There we go.
Whatever that is.
We're going way outside the lines on this.
You know, I love a good roundabout conversation, though. I do. I really do.
But wait a minute. Why are you two typing to each other when you're right in front of each other? Just say it.
I mean, because, okay, well, here's the thing, though. If you're in the middle of talking, I don't want to keep interrupting so I can say something and take us, you know, that's going to derail us again. So I will type it in the chat.
What she said.
Yeah, what I said. But back to Little Kim, though. So Little Kim was like, she was amazingly, authentically a pretty girl, a beautiful dark-skinned girl, right? And I think she was even one of the first to open in that genre of music that she did. It's a bit late to get on topic now. I mean, if we could, I mean, I don't remember what something about
Exactly. You're not going to do this to me
We'll bring
again.
it back to men. Don't worry, why you won't be left out. We'll bring it back
I
to
don't have
men.
all day, and I might have to be like the stern principal and separate you two because I don't even know if this was a good idea. This little thing you two have going, I don't know if I like that.
If I go back to attacking her, and if she attacks me back, we could do that, and then
Listen.
maybe,
So let's wrap it this way. Tell me what you said about Little Kim. You said that Little Kim talked about what happened to her.
yes. So what happened was you get a C for not controlling the topic. So she said that in all of her relationships, people cheated on her. And they always cheated on her with someone who was of a lighter complexion and had a different texture of hair. And so that made her feel insecure about herself. And she finally made decisions to start going under the knife and to change things about her. And she even said she had some regrets about it, but at the same time, she couldn't combat. Her regrets were not enough to combat the issue still. And that made me feel really bad. And if you think about it, the person that she's known for loving in the music industry was Biggie Smalls, the Notorious B.I.G. And he married Faith Evans. And how different are they? You know?
Right.
I think that we often forget. Well, there are two things, and one of these things I'm gonna say, and I know I'm getting my ass chewed for it. I know it's coming. For her to judge how she should look on men having sex with different women, it's more of an indication of, wait for it, how men are, as opposed to how she is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You should not base to any of the women. You should not base anything on this, on what we've done as men, because don't change your look for that reason. That's a terrible idea. And the second is, I think we often forget how easy it can be to hurt someone. I mean, for her to go through such a tremendous amount of pain and suffering to the point of butchering herself,
Mm-hmm.
that's just painful.
Right.
That's painful to hear. Excuse me. That's painful to hear. That's painful to see. And I don't even know where to go with that. That's just such a downer. I mean,
Right. Now, here's the thing. What a lot of people miss, though, right, is the whole thing about self-esteem being the thing that you work on for yourself. And I often end my streams, my morning streams, with that to tell people, you are beautiful, you are handsome, you are more than enough to accomplish your mission and your purpose in life. And even if I change my mind tomorrow, because I'm a human being. People will put you on a pedestal today and knock you down tomorrow. So I might change my mind in my humanism, but like, ain't none of y'all crap. Ain't none of y'all shiz. I don't know what I was thinking when I told you were beautiful and you were handsome. But I'm on, I was having good days. Today's a bad day. And I don't know how long it's going to last. But right now, ain't none of y'all shiz. You're ugly as hell. I don't know how you came up like this, but you could go dump your head in the river. I don't know. But if it was to happen,
on that smiling, happy note,
that was quite a turn. That was quite a turn.
I was ready for that. We went from sunshine and butterflies to just straight up vampires and werewolves, and it happened so smooth. It's just smiling, and she's just this lovely woman just talking. And you're like, wait, what did she just say? Whoa. Look,
so if that happens, don't go off what I said yesterday, and don't go off what I said today. Go by what the creator said about you, and go by what you tell yourself. Because I'll tell you this, I don't care on my worst day, PMS, I don't care if I gain 20 pounds. I don't care if I lose 20 pounds. On my worst day, PMS, teeth dirty, hair uncombed. You cannot fuzzy eyebrows. You cannot tell me that I am not the shiznit on any given day.
I love you so much. We gotta do this again. You know what? I was thinking I was gonna ask you if the next time we talk, we could talk about guns, but I'm kind of nervous. Like, if you get this emotional online, I'm afraid of what you'll tell somebody on the stream. I don't want to get shut off YouTube. If somebody says the wrong thing and you start having to go in on them, I want you to pull back the hammer on them, tell them what the heater is like.
I'm serious. Like, I mean, that's how important self-esteem and loving yourself is to me, you know, because you just can't rely, and you shouldn't rely on imperfect beings to help you to be perfected, or imperfect beings for you to define yourself and your esteem and your confidence by imperfect beings, you know? And when you can embrace all of who you are inside and out, but first of all, along with embracing, accepting, and then embracing your unique creative design by the Most High, by the Creator, by accepting that, then embracing it. Also working on who you are on the inside, so that on any given day, in every given day, you can stand in front of a mirror, but get naked, and be comfortable with who you are as a person. See, if you can't be comfortable with who you are as a person, but get naked, the problem is not the people around you. The problem is you. I don't care if you grew up in a home and they always told you, you know, you're ugly. I didn't like your daddy. I didn't like your mama. You look like your grandparents, or you look like Lurch. You know, I don't care. At the end of the day, it's about what you say to yourself, and you have got to save yourself from everybody else. And it is then that you can then weed out people that don't like you for who you are. You don't have to worry about them anyway, because you don't have to deal with them. To deal with people that don't like you is an option. Why would you choose that option? I wouldn't. I don't choose. Look, you don't have to think I'm the bum, because I'm going to always tell me I'm the bum. I am thebum.com. You don't have to worry about if you don't say it. If I'm in a relationship, if he tell me he loved me yesterday, but he don't tell me today, I'm not going to get all hung up about him not telling me today. Because I already told myself that I am the most amazing person in this world. I am the most amazing person in this world. And guess how much more amazing I'm going to be tomorrow after I've taken the lessons from today. I mean, I'm just going to be amazing. And can't anybody top my amazingness, because I can only compete against myself. Somebody else could be like could be like a marker, right? But you cannot be my competition.
Can I say we have to run? Joni, are you with me?
I'm here.
Later, you're gonna have to call me and tell me how we got here.
You have to change the title to this one. I hope you can go in and edit. I believe you can in YouTube. So edit that title and get it more on point, because that was a whole sermon right there that a bunch of people need to hear. And I honestly could not agree more with you. I honestly, I think the only thing that the little caveat that I would add to that is that it is as a woman who's raised from the point that you're a little itty bitty girl, that your one job in this planet is to catch a man and hold him down. If you think about how we raise girls versus how we raise boys, it's hard to get to that point.
It's hard to get to that point, but at the same time,
so worth it.
I'm gonna have a talk later tonight that maybe you two can come back on. But it is kind of painfully true though that is something that women should think about. It's just a matter of how can we successfully get that to young women.
Right. And I think that it's an incredibly hard point to get to, and for some women, without going to the other extreme where they turn into women who, believe it or not, hate men. They may not know this about themselves, but every other post that they put about a date or every other Facebook, Instagram post is guys ain't shit or some form of that mantra.
Right.
And it even comes out in little subtle ways, right? And so that right there, you are communicating to the world that you really don't want a man. And there's all kinds of little tricky things that I think we have to get on board with as women in our own self-work. And that's a lot of what you're talking about there. And it does start with God, in my opinion. I know some people, they got different definitions of the universe and God and the creator and all of that. But for me, that is where it starts, because you got to be able to tap into a power that, one, you don't have, and two, you probably weren't raised with.
Mm-hmm.
Most women are not raised with this. Our toys, everything from our toys to our cosmetics, to our stories, to our books that we read as novels, as little girls, 90% of it is about how to catch a man and keep him happy.
Yeah.
And it's usually wrong.
Right. Because I think it should be, how do you attract a mate?
Right.
I got to go. You two are not going to make me late to see one of my clients. I'm professional.
What? We've only been on for like an hour. Normally these things go on for like 2-3 hours. I see your YouTube. What?
All right.
I'm not going to be on here.
We will talk later. I love you. I love everybody.
To be continued, y'all.
To be continued. Bye-bye.
Bye.